meditacionesdiarias.com.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Lorena Meyer reading to you from Minnesota in the U.S. from our adult devotional titled, I Am With You, Bible Promises for a Life of Full Assurance. Today's date is October 27th, 2023, and our title today, Put on Tender Mercies. As the elect of God, holy and beloved, put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering. Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. In Mere Christianity, one of the universal classics of Christian apologetics, C.S. Lewis wrote, "The sins of the flesh are bad, but they are the least bad of all sins. All the worst pleasures are purely spiritual." Bad spiritual pleasures? It sounds ironic, doesn't it? Let's allow Lewis himself to explain what he meant. All the worst pleasures are purely spiritual. The pleasure of putting other people in the wrong, of bossing and patronizing and spoiling sport and backbiting, the pleasures of power, of hatred. Surprisingly, the worst sins are the most discreet. Sometimes in order to see them, you have to have spiritual discernment, as they don't always materialize in an action that scandalizes us. They remain within our spirit and the spirit of those who suffer them, of course. Hence, Lewis defines them as spiritual. All our attention is focused on the sins of the flesh, which are adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lewdness, idolatry, sorcery, hatred, contentions, jealousies, cation, uncleanness, outbursts of wrath, selfish ambitions, dissensions, heresies, envy, murders, drunkenness, revelries, and the like. We take care not to commit those sins, but feel free to criticize, control, denigrate, and hate those who share God's image along with us. As Lewis says, that spiritual hypocrisy is precisely what leads us to be far more likely to be lost than a prostitute. Long before Lewis, Ellen G. White voiced the same thing. The drunkard is despised and is told that his sin will exclude him from heaven, while pride, selfishness, and covetousness too often go unrebuked. But these are sins that are especially offensive to God, for they are contrary to the benevolence of His character, to that unselfish love which is the very atmosphere of the unfallen universe. Proverbs 21 verse 4 says, "Haughty eyes and a proud heart, what the wicked cultivate is sin." Christ died to destroy all our sins, both the sins of the flesh and the spiritual ones. The best way to overcome the sins of the spirit is by feeding our spirit. Paul says, therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering. With these elements in us, we will never draw pleasure from harming others. Thank you for joining us and listening, and wish you a blessed day.
Thank you for joining us. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at m.youtube.com/c/Meditaciones Diarias, and to follow us on our social media in Instagram at www.instagram.com/meditacionesdiarias7. May God bless you and your family.